Hi, welcome back to the video. Today I'm gonna be discussing just news in combat sports in general, what's happening, future events to look forward to, but also something that hit the news pretty big that happened this week already on Wednesday, and as to why I haven't uploaded since Tuesday, which is it's been all over social media, the passing of Charlie Kirk. Um, it's very tragic, when you think this is a peaceful man that want to have conversations with the younger generation that are gonna grow up to be adults and talk in a peaceful manner. He's never done anything wrong, and for him to face a tragic death like this, it's very unfair in my opinion. Um, and this was a husband, this was a father, and those people were there as well when this happened. So it so yeah, I can't keep uploading. I can't upload another video without having to touch on the subject. But yeah, it's very tragic. I really hope this country is able to come closer than rather separate. Because listen, I'm a conservative. I lean towards more conservative, not fully conservative, I guess, but more like in the middle, but not lean towards that side. I really hope this country is able to understand what happened is horrible, and not people go more extreme. As people are saying this, people are gonna become more extreme, and that's such a ignorant way to view what happened today. Charlie Kirk would not want that. He would not want people to lash out to a certain group or anything. That's what he wanted. That's what he did. He wanted to have conversations. So in order to view this as a way of lashing out is ignorant to everything. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Is I just hope nothing. I just don't hope anything irrational comes out of this. He's in a better place. He's now with God, and let's just keep on having conversations instead of picking up weapons. But yeah, so let's just quickly go on to the MMA content or combat sports content, because this is something I do still to this day. I still feel horrible. But yeah, so we got Canelo versus Terrence Crawford this weekend. Tomorrow, today is Friday. Um, this is gonna be this is one of the big boxing matches of recent boxing history. We had let's say Ryan Garcia versus Tank. We had Fury versus Usyk, and there's a couple others that I probably don't remember right now. But this is another big one, really interesting. I'm rooting for Canelo, my countryman, even though he looks like he came straight out of Ireland, and I look like whatever. I can It's very hard to make jokes. Anyways, so yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. Can't wait. Don't edit. I don't understand why this still has to be done by Dana, but whatever. But yeah, I can't wait. I got Canelo. Maybe can Canelo finish Terrence? I don't know. Terrence is pretty good. I can there Even though Terrence is coming up in weight, that probably doesn't mean he cannot still get chinned by Canelo. So maybe Canelo does finish him. I don't see how Terrence could win this, but maybe the lighter man skill, like that, that thing could help him win this fight. So but yeah, I'm going for Canelo. Now also we got a BKFC event coming up this week. Oh no, it is coming. I think it's happening today. We got Yoel Romero versus some guy, Theodakis. This guy, it is. I mean, in order to make it's fun to talk about this because it's lightens the mood after what happened. We got a guy, we got Domino's Pizza, tweeting out talking about Theodakis being one of their delivery drivers, and they're rooting for him to get the win. And it's even though Yoel Romero is obviously probably most likely gonna win. It's it's gonna be interesting to see this. What do you expect? Like, this is a guy who's less skilled. Yoel Romero still looks the same since he was like in his prime, so it's crazy. So it's gonna be interesting to see this fight. So this is the event right here. We got Alonzo Minifield versus Roisenstrike. No, I'm joking. Doesn't he look like Alonzo Minifield? Look at him. Looks like him. You got other guys in the BKFC event. You got Yoel versus Theodakis. It's gonna be interesting. Yoel hasn't fought in BKFC, right? He's fought in the dirty boxing, but not in this. So it's gonna be interesting to see Yoel at his age, with no gloves, duke it out with an also. This guy hasn't fought in this. I guess they're just giving him a guy who's also making his debut. It's gonna be interesting. Maybe he's gonna continue in BKFC, or maybe there's just a one-off. Who knows? But yeah, it's gonna be happening later today, so I might cover that as well after I cover the tomorrow's UFC event, John Silver versus Diego Lopez. So yeah, I am gonna be watching this just for Yoel. Maybe watch other fights. I don't know. Maybe watch this one as well. But I don't know. I'm specifically gonna be watching this one. So this is also next week's event, not on my birthday actually, September 27th. This whole card is not good. It's another UFC Noche where the whole card is stacked with, well, not stacked, more like filled up with a specific regional fighters, like a bunch of Mexicans or a bunch of Australians. And usually when that happens, you tend to have a bunch of no names are still pitting you in the UFC or making their debut, and they're not entertaining at all to watch. Or they're not entertaining in general. So it's another card like this. Junior Tower versus Ibo Aslan is pretty interesting. I don't know what else. Jimmy Cruz is here. Neil Magny is making his debut. For a second, I thought that was a Bellato. It looks exactly like him. Just Tafa against, I'm guessing, a guy making his debut. Navajo is returning against Rodolfo. Oh, he's right here. Bellato. Didn't even notice. Anyways, that's interesting. But so far, this whole thing is it's another UFC Noche where the main event is the only actually good fight when it comes to like hype. If you like in general, but yeah, also the card after this one is insanely stacked. So I guess we are getting a treat after two okay fight nights when it comes to like name relevancy. You got Magomed versus Pereira. That's Alex Pereira winner. He is one of the guys in the UFC when you think about it. Merab versus Corey Sandhagen, good matchup. Corey has been on a winning streak, and Merab, this is a new matchup for Merab, so great fight. Yuri versus Khalil, great hype. Yuri is one of those guys that when you think of exciting fighters, you think of Yuri. Khalil has been on a resurgence after losing to Alex in a great fight, but then having another win over Jamal. So he's on a resurgence himself. You got Josh Emmett versus Yusuf. This is a great matchup, interesting matchup. We got a guy with power versus a let's say the guy that gave a competitive fight to Ilya. So it's really fun to see this fight. I was Magomedov versus Joe Pyfer. Joe Pyfer is returning, getting another ranked. When he fought, what's his name? When he fought, what's his name? When he fought Hermanson, that's what fight. Was Hermanson ranked? Was that his ranked fight match? His ranked test? I don't remember. But anyways, he's getting another ranked test against Abus. Great fight, matchup. I would say they're kind of close in skill. So let's see if this is a boring or exciting matchup. Maybe we get a finish by Joe Pyfer. Joe Pyfer, he hits harder than Ngannou, which I don't think so. Ngannou definitely hits harder than Pyfer. Ngannou would have slipped Kevin Gastelum with like a slap, like a light slap. Boom, he would have chinned him badly. Joe Pyfer does not hit as hard as Ngannou. That punching test machine are known to be inaccurate, so I don't get it. Speaking of Ngannou, we got Ateba. That's not me being racist. That's, he literally is middleweight Ngannou. Like, he's 6'4", Cameroonian. Chinned a guy with that's, a type of fighter that's known to tank punches. So yeah, so this is literally Ngannou at middleweight, so it's interesting. Whereas Ozzy Diaz, he's getting another step up. I mean, not a step up, another layup. Not step up. That's the complete opposite. A layup. So we get a most likely a guaranteed finish. So yeah, it's really a fun card. Can't wait for it. Petr Mix returning as well against a debutant, I guess. So yeah, so this, so yeah. And now for the last thing I want to go over is the Jon Jones White House event. He's been, he's made it clear he really wants to be on the White House. Dana White was being interviewed by The Wade Concept. I love The Wade Concept. I love his videos. I've been watching him for years. Jon Jones, Dana White has declined Jon Jones in this interview, and I love that. I really hope Jon Jones, if he's ever going to return, he should fight a unranked heavyweight and make his way back up throughout the heavyweight division, because it's completely unfair for this guy to even get the way he's been, just not just how he's been doing in the UFC, like everything about him in the UFC, but outside of him in the UFC, I think it's very unfair to give him a title shot against, let's say, against whoever is still champ at heavyweight, which I think is going to be a Tom Aspinall. He's going to be a reigning champ in my opinion. Anyways, Dana White has basically said he does not want Jon Jones on the event, but he has been talking about having Conor McGregor. And I just want to go over just the things that don't make sense, which is Jon Jones. It makes complete sense for Dana not wanting to have Jones on the card, saying he's not a company man, he's unreliable, but he's okay with having Jon Jones. I just want to go over. Did he forget that Conor McGregor was closer to his fight with what's his name, with Michael Chandler and for UFC 300, and pulled out? He signed everything. He was supposed to be at this press conference and didn't. He was a no-show. Did he forget all about this? Because Jones didn't even sign the fight. He completely was not even in negotiations. While Conor McGregor already signed, the event was happening, and Alex Pereira versus, I think it was Yuri, or no, I think it was Hell. They had to be quick in stand-ins for UFC 300. Did he forget about that? So I don't know why he's okay with Conor McGregor. We all know why. Money. Conor McGregor is gonna bring in that money. So I don't know why he'll be okay with Jon Jones being not being in this fight, but he's okay with Conor. Listen, I wouldn't mind having no Conor and no Jones for White House. I'm not even that hyped for White House, the UFC event. I'm gonna be honest. It just seems like I don't know. Like, I guess if they can really make it through with like making it bigger than UFC 300, then I'll be hyped. But for right now, I'm not too big on it. So I'm okay with not having Jones or Conor coming back to fight, especially when they're both kind of, one already retired and the other ones are basically retired. Like, like on paper you can say he's retired. So, but yeah, that's all I want to say about MMA or combat sports coming up, and the whole incident, the tragic, incident of Charlie Kirk. But yeah, hope you guys have a good day. Be grateful as well, and let's just treat each other with respect, and hope you guys have a good day, and goodbye.